Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101. What was it, Tuesday? So we'll call it a special Tuesday night football recap show. The Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans squared off tonight at LP Field in Tennessee. I'm going to go over it all, let you know who emerged victoriously, and I'll give out game balls. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Well, Tuesday Night Football trivia question. And it's a Buffalo Bills trivia question. 5 Buffalo Bills made it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame during the 2000s. Which player wasn't among them? I will have the answer later in the podcast. It was a special Tuesday Night Football to conclude Week 5. It was the battle of two unbeaten teams tonight, and the battle was not even close, as the Buffalo Bills are no longer defeated as the Tennessee Titans beat the Buffalo Bills 42-16 at LP Field in Nashville, Tennessee tonight. The Tennessee Titans haven't played in 16 days, but they showed no signs of rust on Tuesday night. In fact, the Buffalo Bills, it was the Buffalo Bills who looked off, and as the Titans coasted to a 42-16 victory to wrap up Week 5 and remain undefeated. Ryan Tannehill was outstanding. He passed for 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, and rushed for 42 yards and another score. He was in total control of the offense and kept the chains moving, even though he was missing 2 of his top 3 wideouts due to the coronavirus. As for the Bills, Josh Allen came into this matchup having thrown just 1 interception in the first 4 games of the new season, but threw 2 passes to Malcolm Butler tonight. And it was a determining factor in this matchup, as the Buffalo Bills defense struggled to stop Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill all night. The Titans were clearly excited to return to the field on Tuesday after their COVID-19 outbreak. And while the Bills' performance raised several questions about their potential this year, the Bills, and it does raise a lot of questions about their potential for this year after this loss tonight. And the Bills will head back to Buffalo to take on the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night. Right now, let's just recap this here. First quarter, the Titans scored their first touchdown of the game. Ryan Tannehill's pass to deep left to A.J. Brown for the 16-yard touchdown. And the extra point is good, and it was 7-0 Titans. And then the Buffalo Bills scored their second touchdown, their first touchdown of the game. Josh Allen passed short to Larry McKenzie, or Lance McKenzie, for the 3-yard touchdown. The extra point was good, and it was tied at 7. In the second quarter, the Titans scored their second touchdown of the game, and it was Derrick Henry up the middle for 1 yard for the 1-yard touchdown, and the extra point was good. It was 14-7 Titans. And the Titans got as far as the Bills got as far as as the Titans 43-yard line, and then they kicked a 40-yard field goal, and it was good, and it was 14-10. And then the Titans scored their third touchdown of the game. Ryan Tannehill scrambles right in for 10 yards, touchdown for the 10-yard touchdown, excuse me, and an extra point was good. And it was 21-10 at halftime, and the Titans basically took advantage of all the Bills' mistakes, every one of their mistakes tonight in this game. And in the third quarter, the Titans scored their fourth touchdown of the game, and it was Ryan Tannehill's pass left to I think it was Justin Smith, excuse me, for the 4-yard touchdown, and the extra point was good. It was 28-10. Titans, and that was basically at the end of the third quarter. And Buffalo just had problems all night, and the lack of offense, a lack of coaching, and just a lack of defense, and just a lack of everything with them tonight. And in the fourth quarter, the Bills scored their second touchdown of the game, and it was a Josh Allen's pass deep to Tyron Yeldon, excuse me, for the 22-yard touchdown. And the 2-point conversion attempt, they failed on that, and it was 28-16. Then the Titans just basically took over. They just took over the game, and Derrick Henry right in for the 9-yard touchdown, and then the extra point was good, and it was 35-16. And Ryan and then they scored that was their fifth touchdown. They scored their sixth and final touchdown of the game. The Titans. Ryan Tannehill passed short right to Justin Smith with a 7-yard touchdown, and the replay official reviewed the play, legal forward pass ruling, and the play was upheld, but the ruling on the field would stand, and the extra point was good, and it was 42-16. And they made a few more plays by the end of the fourth, but then all the Titans had to do was just run out the clock, and the Titans get the win. 42-16. So right now it's time to give out some game balls. Ryan Tannehill, 24 of 28 carries and attempts, 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Derrick Henry, 19 carries and attempts, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. And A.J. Brown, 7 receptions, 82 yards, and 1 touchdown. Looking ahead to week 6 for the Titans, looking ahead to week 6 for the Titans, they will be taking on the Houston Texans, and the Houston Texans at LP Field in Nashville, Tennessee. It will be another home game for them. But this was one of those games tonight where the home team was basically in control, and we'll get back to talking about it in just a moment. But right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. 5 Buffalo Bills made it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame during the 2000s. Which player wasn't among them? And if you said Andre Reed, you are correct. Both Jim Kelly and Bruce Smith were inducted in their first year of eligibility, 2000 and 2009, respectively. Thurman Thomas was inducted in 2007. In his second year of eligibility, the other Bills players inducted during the 2000s were James Lofton and Joe Delamelier. both inducted in 2003. Coach Marv Levy and owner Ralph Wilson were also inducted into the Hall of Fame during the 2001 and 2009, respectively. But seven-time Pro Bowl receiver Andre Reed didn't make it into the Hall of Fame during the 2000s, despite being eligible as of 2006. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Regarding my picks, I was 9-5, and so was my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. So I went to 0-2-3. My brother-in-law went to 2-0-3. So it's the third time we've had this season on the picks, and we were both 9-5. So, well, yeah, this game was just not even close, and the Titans just had it in control. And this is one of those games where the home team just prevailed in this one. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Tuesday Night Football recap show, and it was a special one. So I will be back on Thursday with just because it will not be a Thursday night football game this week because of having this game tonight. So I'll be back with just one of my regular podcasts on Thursday. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.